Hello everyone. It's been a few weeks since I've done a video. We've been showing reviews of videos, but we're back and we're making new videos again now that the new year has started. Today we're going to talk about a story about two young men. One was named David and one was named Jonathan, and they were really good friends, and so we're going to learn something about them when we read our story, and I'll be right back. Okay, the name of our book is called Little David and His Best Friend. Little David liked to sing. He also liked to play his harp. The king liked David's songs. "Live in my house," said the king. So David went to live with the king. The king had a son named John. David and John played outside. "Race me to the stump," said John. David and John ran. They got to the stump at the same time. "You're my best friend," John told David. "And you're my best friend," David said to John. One day, some rats came to town. Everyone was afraid. The king said to little David, "You're brave. Chase those bullies away." David asked God to help him. Little David got a big spoon. John found a can. David beat the spoon on the can, and the rats were afraid of the noise. They ran far away. All the mice were so happy. "We love little David," they cried. "He's the best mouse in the land." The king was very mad about this. He stomped on the floor. "I am the king," he said. "I am the best." "Make little David go away," the king said to John. John started to cry. "David's my friend," he said. "Please don't send him away." The king did not want John to be sad, but the mice liked David more than they liked the king. So the king did not change his mind. "Send him away," said the king. John talked to little David. "The king is mad," he said. "I'm afraid he might hurt you. You must go away." John gave David a big hug. "I'll miss you," he said. "God will keep you safe." "Goodbye, John," said David. "I'll miss you too." Little David left the king's house. He ran and ran and ran. David had a friend named Sam. Sam lived far away. He hoped that Sam would help him. David knocked on Sam's door. "Hello, David," said Sam. "I'm happy to see you." David was tired and hungry. "Sit down, David," said Sam. "Have some milk and cheese." David told Sam all about the king. "You may stay here," said Sam. "God will keep you safe until you can go back." Little David missed John, but he knew that God was with John. God was with David too, no matter where he went. Okay, that was our story. And this little storybook came from Zonderkids, and it was written by Krista Bowman, and the pictures were drawn by Frank Endersby. Now this story was about two friends. One was named David, one was named John. And if you remember in the story, they were best friends. They did everything together. And in our story, they were mice, right? And the king of the mice got jealous of little David because the mice really liked David a lot. And they started saying he was the best. And the king didn't like that. He got really jealous. And so he told John, the other mouse, that David had to go, that he didn't want him there. And John didn't want to tell David bye because he was his best friend. But the king told him if he didn't, he was going to hurt David. So John had to tell David that he needed to leave so he wouldn't get hurt. So David, the little mouse, did leave, and he went to his friend's house, Sam, the mouse, and he stayed there so that God could protect him from the king mouse that wanted to hurt him. Now, that's a cute story, but there's an actual story in the Bible about two best friends, and their names happen to be David and Jonathan. And the story in the Bible is found in 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 14 through 23. And the story in the Bible tells about how King Saul heard David singing one day. David liked to sing and apparently had a really good voice, and he played a harp. And the king wanted David to come and live with him and play his harp and sing for him. Well, David happened to be more than just a singer. He was a brave young man. And he met Jonathan, because Jonathan lived there with the king, and they become best friends. And David happened to be able to win wars, and people started saying, "Yay, we love David, we love David." And the king started getting jealous. And so he told Jonathan that David had to go, or he was going to get rid of him and hurt him. And so Jonathan didn't want David to go, but he did warn David. He went and told him, "You need to leave because the king is really getting angry and jealous because people like you more than they like him." And so David left, and he had to leave his best friend, Jonathan. And neither one of them were happy, because anytime we leave our friends, it doesn't make us feel good, does it? And but Jonathan and David knew that God was going to watch over both of them. And so David went ahead and left. And we'll maybe learn more about David. I know you've heard that name before, and David does a lot of things in the Bible that's pretty amazing. And so we're going to learn more about David, actually, in our next story. So I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas and that your New Year is going well. I miss seeing you at church and in Bible class and kids worship. But I'll be seeing you on video. And until we can see each other in church again, I will see you later. I miss you and I love you. Bye-bye.